Hey everyone, it's Mrs. Reynolds. I'm really pleased to be able to introduce to you today our character and culture curriculum at Crossflats Primary. Following the COVID-19 pandemic, we realised that lots of our children had missed out on opportunities to develop their character and have exposure to cultural opportunities and things in the wider world. Lots of the things that are on our character and culture curriculum or fall under that umbrella, you will recognise as things that we've been doing for a long time. But what we've done is refine those things a little bit and interlink them to one another, making a really deliberate curriculum that helps to develop our children's character and to support them as whole people and their personalities and the things that they get to experience in the world, and also to give them those cultural opportunities. So I'm really pleased to show you our, there it is, our character and culture compass. So there are, as you can see, 8 points to our compass. And you can see lots of our Crossflats children there experiencing lots of different things that we expect them to have adequate exposure to in their time at Crossflats Primary. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that now. So within our character and culture compass, there are 8 directions. Now, what's nice about the compass is you can't actually take a wrong direction. Any direction you go is valuable to you, and it develops our children and exposes them to things that are really important. So there are 8 directions they'll follow through a really bespoke and clear pathway during their time at our school. The 8 points of the compass are our core values, our social and emotional learning, which you will see quite often as SEL, British values, PSHE, RSE, RE, above and beyond, and ORACE. I'm going to explain those all in a little bit more detail. So our core values, this has existed for a long time at our school, and they're really well embedded throughout the children's journey at Crossflats. There are bespoke lessons, there's assemblies, very consistent expectations, and our everyday behaviours. The core values are the backbone of our school life and all that we strive to be as members of the Crossflats family. We've developed Crossflats core values I can statements. So that demonstrates how we expect our children to show that they are meeting our core values at different ages and stages. So they are progressive objectives, and the children meet them throughout their time at Crossflats Primary. I'm just going to show you our core values now. So the 9 core values at our school are fundamental building blocks, really, to make sure that we develop our children as people and lifelong learners. It equips them emotionally, morally, and academically to contribute positively to the wider community and society as a whole. As the children progress through school, they'll demonstrate understanding of our core values. That starts from really early on. The core values are respect, determination, responsibility, independence, courage, initiative, confidence and self-esteem, honesty, and care and understanding. You can see those on our website. They are displayed in every classroom and throughout school, and we also have them along our corridors and in the hall on lovely banners. The children know and live by these core values. Social and emotional learning. It's a real cornerstone of our Crossflats character and culture curriculum. It is part of our everyday lives. It helps us to form positive relationships. We give children opportunities to express themselves, to give experiences to our children. It's a part of the fabric that makes us what we are at Crossflats. Children have lessons, texts, and wider world experiences that create natural gateways for enhancing the social and emotional skills, to develop their resilience, and to enhance their capabilities. This sort of holistic approach to areas of development is fundamental and really important. Our children missed lots of things. They missed opportunities to be part of football teams, gymnastics classes, to just go to each other's birthday parties, or just time in school where, you know, they were developing those really core skills in terms of communication, regulating themselves, and understanding one another. So social and emotional learning is really important at our school. And it's actually without these things in place, it's very difficult for the children to access their wider learning. So this is why these need to be a bedrock almost for our children. British values has been a long-standing area, really. It is statutory. We do have to teach British values, and they have played a significant role here for a long time. The British values that we teach our children are democracy, rule of law, individual liberty, mutual respect and tolerance for those of different faiths and beliefs. British values are encompassed within our learning, so that could be with RE, oracy, English, history, but also just in experiences that we have and the way that we talk to our children daily. The children engage in debates, they vote in democratic elections, even when they are in our early years. We have little voting systems for how they select a book to be read at the end of the day. We try and establish those things really early on for our children. We expose our children to current affairs. We practice listening and taking turns in conversation. We have talk rules in our school that the children follow. They know what is expected of them in terms of conversation. And that is becoming increasingly difficult, actually, in a world where a lot of communication happens via a screen. Children don't always learn to communicate by looking at somebody or understanding turn taking and things like that. So lots of what we do, and this links well into oracy, which I'll talk to you about in a moment. A lot of these things are interwoven, which is why we've brought them together under this umbrella. So by developing our core values, our children practice the British values all of the time. So these things are really important to the children as people. And if we don't put these things in place now, and with the support of our families and wider community, we are disadvantaging our children later on. So personal, social, health and economic education. You will have seen PSHE for a long time. It is part of the curriculum. It's actually non-statutory, which means that we don't have to teach it, but it is vital that our children have exposure to this in terms of encouraging them to enjoy life and self-belief. We want them to be certain that they can achieve goals and have resilience to face the world when actually that's tricky. Our children have faced a lot of challenges in their very early lives, and so we need to help them to develop in terms of their resilience and their courage. We want them to be confident in who they are and who they want to be. We let them and encourage them, in fact, to celebrate diversity, to learn from each other. They follow a really robust PSHE curriculum. We teach them about staying safe in terms of all kinds of things. That covers road safety, safety in the wider world, medicines, exposure to things like drugs or other influences that they might come across later in life. And obviously it's all age and stage appropriate. We teach them about staying healthy, looking after themselves, develop their perception of their own strengths and knowing I am good at this. This is what I am like as a person, okay? And what defines them and what doesn't need to define them. So it's a really, really important part of our curriculum. This is RSE, Relationships and Sex Education. This is statutory. This came in 2020. We sent a consultancy out at the time, but there will be a new one of those coming along soon, just to kind of inform you in a little bit more detail what that looks like. So RSE is lifelong learning, really, about relationships, emotions, how to look after ourselves in relationships or our physical health. It's about different families and acceptance of different kinds of families and understanding. It's about sexuality and sexual health. Again, it's age and stage appropriate. So our aim is that the children in our school will acquire the appropriate knowledge, they develop their skills and to form positive beliefs, values and attitudes. RSE has a key part to play in the personal, social and moral and spiritual development of our young people. It's taught as explicit lessons through the PSHE and science curriculums, but it's also embedded in other areas of the curriculum and day-to-day life of Cross Flats. So in terms of when we're talking about developing understanding of relationships and what's acceptable in relationships, that starts really early on in terms of friendships and how we treat each other. When we're talking about looking after ourselves, we are talking about how our bodies change and how to look after our bodies as they change and what to expect and what not to expect. And these are things that are really important. They're actually part of our science curriculum. So again, this RSE links really well to our PSHE, our core values, our British values, and our RE curriculum. So RE, our religious education, it excites and captivates our children, making them develop an understanding of the world and other people in the world. So in exploring not just their beliefs and ideas, but listening to one another and learning about the beliefs, the experiences of their peers as well. So obviously we have our RE curriculum, which is embedded absolutely across school and has been for a long time. But we also have celebration days. We visit places of worship in our local area and beyond. We include our community. We invite speakers in from a wide range of faiths and experiences. We include our parents, which is always really welcome. It's always wonderful for us to have parents from the community in to expose our children to a broad range of beliefs. We really welcome contributions from our community. It links really tightly, actually, to our PSHE curriculum. It enhances and develops our children's social, moral, spiritual and cultural development. And RE, of course, is statutory in our curriculum. So above and beyond is different. It's a little bit more special. It's things that we do at Cross Flats that are not part of the expectation of schools. It's things we do that go above and beyond. So throughout their time, we envelop all of our children in a broad range of experience, go far and above and beyond the national curriculum and our statutory expectations. We take our children on lots of trips and visits. We have wider world opportunities. We encourage them to make the most of every single day. We talk a lot about 190 days. And, at Cross Flats, we really do try and squeeze the most out of every single one of those days. So examples of things that we've done so far, our Big Start. So we've obviously just come back from Newby Hall, which was fantastic, but the Big Start is a long-standing tradition at our school. It's something that we do to kickstart the academic year. We've had circuses on the field, we've had a steam train trip, we had the Big Start Festival. Obviously just things that we have that are special. We have a forest, we've got Dingley Dell, we've got the cycle track, Salt and Pepper, our goats, we've got the chickens. And actually, just by coming to Cross Flats, our children's life experiences are enhanced. We develop our children's sense of community by having links with residential homes where we go and sing, or we host visitors from our local area. We also host visitors from other schools and forge links with schools in different places. We have large-scale events like Rose Day. We have things like Money Week. Obviously, we visit our places of worship. We have shows for them to star in. And it really isn't an exaggeration to say that our school goes above and beyond every single day. So above and beyond is a really important part of our compass, because actually it's the things that we expose our children to that we really feel that they deserve to have exposure to. And we can really enhance their time at school, but also enhance their life experiences in childhood. And it's something that we're really proud of at our school and obviously committed to continuing. So oracy links to all of these things. It is the ability to articulate your ideas, to develop your understanding and engage with other people through spoken language. It's a vital tool for learning. By teaching children to become more effective speakers and listeners, we empower them to better understand themselves, each other, and the world around them. We believe that spoken language is essential in the development and achievement of our children across the whole curriculum. This is another area that we have seen has been impacted by COVID-19 and an increase of screen time. Children are coming to our school with perhaps less developed language skills than they have had previously, because they didn't have exposure to play groups and or nursery time at nursery, or just the wider world really. And it's really important that we develop our children's skills as communicators. When they move through life, it's very frustrating if children can't articulate their thoughts or their feelings, or they can't share their wants and needs. It's important that our children have vocabulary to ensure that their needs are met and to express their views and opinions. So we try and develop our spoken language skills through the whole curriculum, the taught curriculum, the hidden curriculum, the things that we don't shout about, and the things that where we don't even realize that we're learning, through playtime, lunchtime, our extracurricular activities, the interventions, and the whole ethos of our school. We model spoken language. we read stories, we talk to our children, we engage them in debate, we encourage them to have confidence in their own voices. That doesn't mean that everybody has to be a hugely confident public speaker. It's not about that. Some of our children naturally are, but in fact, oracy and having a voice is really important, even if it's just a voice to talk to the person next to you and feel comfortable and confident to do so, and to give them that bank of vocabulary so that they can express themselves. And when they want to, they can find the words. So we have oracy projects, like storytelling, debating, presenting. It is critically important for our children to know that their voice is valuable and that is heard. And being an oracy isn't just about talking, it's also about listening, and being a good listener and being able to listen and understand what the person speaking to you is telling you and digest that message. So it all links to our Crossflats Compass. Oracy and being a confident communicator links to every element of our Crossflats Compass and actually our whole curriculum. So this is an overview really of the whole character and culture curriculum at Crossflats Primary. We're actually really proud of it. It is celebrated right across the school. It's a little bit different, something that we've worked really hard on to bring together. All of the information can be found on our website under the Character and Culture tab on the school website. All of the I can statements, all of the policies, the overviews for the children's time at our school are all shared on there. If you have any questions or you would like to talk to me about this at all, please contact me directly. My email is available on the website. I look forward to hearing from you. And of course, we will continue to celebrate character and culture, and we will let you know how that is going.